We want to get an update today from ALLI, and Brad Nichol, the CEO, is here with us. Good morning. How are you?
Hi there. Great to see you again.
Brad, can you hear me? Okay, super. Yeah, fantastic to see you, and congratulations onto your resource estimate you just did. Hey, that was a big thing, I would say.
It's a huge
thing. Can you please comment on that?
Yeah, it's a major. It's probably the biggest news that the company has ever released. Obviously significant. It puts us on par with, I don't know if your viewers have seen that Ganfeng about a month and a half ago acquired some assets in Pozuelos, Pastos Grandes. They paid $962 million for those assets. And this one asset that we just released our resource estimate on is about the equivalent of that. So, it puts us at definitely at a very, very high level. And I couldn't be more proud of the team and more proud of what we've accomplished in just 2.5 years. So it's very significant. And that's only one of our assets, the Tolillar asset. We also have Hombre Muerto, which we believe may even have greater potential than Tolillar. But yeah, very, very happy. Very happy.
Absolutely. Honestly, I'm happy too, because I'm a shareholder in your company. I have to disclose that also. And that's exactly what we wanted to see. And sure, for valuations, we will see what the market will give you then. But one thing is for sure, as you said, with Ganfeng, that might be a direction in the comparison where it could go and where it could lead. I have one question. When I went through your press release, you are, let's say, shortly above the 300, let's say you are below the 300 milligrams lithium per liter. So that might look a little bit low in comparison to, let's say, other lithium brine projects. Or do you see that as an economical maybe issue in the future when the price comes down? Or what do you think on that?
No, absolutely not. It's not an issue. And so there are several things that your viewers should understand. And the first is that the average lithium content that we talk about in the press release is lower than the wells that we are drilling now. There are a couple of wells that are included, and they're very, very low lithium content. But those two wells were drilled simply because we were testing the geophysics, or we were looking to figure out where freshwater started and where brine stopped, and different interfaces. And so we have a couple of wells that are extremely low lithium content, and those bring down the overall average significantly. So that's one factor. The other factor is that as we've continued drilling, the lithium content gets higher and higher and higher as we get smarter and we understand more about the salar. And so our latest wells are 300, 350 in that range. And so we would expect that to continue, the overall average to continue to increase with time. And then the third factor is that we've only drilled to 400 meters deep. So in the future, we will drill deeper when we have a rig that's capable of doing that. And so we found greater lithium greater lithium concentrations as we drill deeper into the salar. So those three things, plus I would add a fourth, and that's that we've already tested brine from this salar, and in fact, it was a very poor sample. We found the worst brine that we could possibly find, and we tested it, and it ran fantastic in our using our DLE process. So that brine started at only 200 milligrams per liter, and we ran it through, and we got it up to 9,000 milligrams per liter through our DLE process. So we have zero issues. We're not worried at all. And I guess one other thing worth mentioning too is the flow rates, the permeability in our reservoir seems to be fantastic. So we're getting double and triple and even higher flow rates than you would normally see in any other salar. So we can produce more brine, and if it is at a slightly lower concentration, then that's fine, because we can produce it 3 or 4 times the rate that others would be able to produce at.
So the question is now, as you have $45 million in the bank, what are the next immediate steps, and what do you want to do for a possible production scenario then?
Right. Well, yes, we have definitely a great amount of cash in the bank. Our next steps are, we are already building a pilot plant. We're doing that in Salta. So it's in controlled conditions. We're building it in a big warehouse in the industrial district of Salta in the city. We have access to people. We have access to all the experts in building that facility, all the chemistry, the piping, the welders, the pipe fitters, the plastic, the electronics. It's all locally available. So we are assembling that pilot plant now. And when it's completed, then we will test it, we'll calibrate it, we'll make sure everything works exactly how we want it, and then we'll ship it to the Salar. And we'll because it's modular, we'll essentially reassemble it very easily on the location at the Salar. And then we can produce at the Salar. We'll also build some small evaporation ponds so we can test both our DLE process, other people's DLE processes, and a combination of DLE with evaporation ponds. So we have multiple scenarios that we can test, and ultimately it's a very good situation for us. The cash helps, the pilot plant, we have all the infrastructure, because as you know, Livent has been producing right next door to us for the last 25 years. So it's a great spot for us to be.
Super, fantastic. Well, thank you very much for the fast up. I know you have a super busy day today. That is great. I think we should talk within the next weeks to go a little bit more into detail. But really, congratulations. All the best, Brad, and thanks a lot.
Thank you, Jochen.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that was Brad Nichol, the CEO of ALLI Lithium, and you heard a fantastic first maiden resource for the Tolillar Salar. And yeah, things are really going well. He's already moving. He has a lot of meetings here today, so we're going to let him run. Thanks for watching us, and bye-bye from Switzerland.